What's up guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be discussing everything you need to know about the latest iteration of the A45s, its M139 engine, including tech, pricing, and two of the biggest problems the A45s has. So let's get into it. So you may find it difficult to identify what is actually new on this A45s, and the only things that's been updated from the front is you get updated headlamps, LED headlamps, and you get this AMG crest at the front of your bonnet. But other than that, I think the design remains pretty much intact. I think you might have a slightly updated bonnet as well, but you know, the overall look and feel of the vehicle still follows suit with which was already a winning formula, right? So at the bottom of the vehicle, you've got this lovely front lip. You have intakes for air into your front grille, as well as at the bottom of your bumper. And then you get your AMG badging at the front of the grille as well. But all in all, still a winning design, a winning formula, and really nothing to really update from Mercedes. So let's talk about the most important part on this AMG 45s, and it is this 2-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged petrol motor pushing out 310 kilowatts and 500 newton meters of torque. It is mated to a 8-speed dual clutch transmission, and power is sent to all 4 wheels through the 4MATIC Plus system. This vehicle will go from a 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds, and it has a top speed of 270 kilometers per hour. Now, the M139 engine is available in 4 iterations, and it basically has power outputs of 285 kilowatts, 300 kilowatts, 310 kilowatts, and 350 kilowatts in the C63 SE Performance, as well as the GLC 63 SE Performance. And when you add a mild hybrid system into those vehicles, we all know those vehicles are pushing over or about 500 kilowatts of power, and it's absolutely insane, right? I think the reality is that we all thought that this M139 engine was completely tuned to its max capacity, but the reality is there is more power available in this engine, which is what AMG is showing us, right? I think the M139 engine is going to play an important role in the Mercedes-AMG lineup in the future, and we're already seeing that with some of the new models that's come out. On the side of the vehicle, you're getting these lovely 19-inch rims. I love the design of this and this finish off of the rim. It's finished in matte black, and it's wrapped in this Michelin Sport 4S tires. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I believe it's part of the AMG street style package. The aero kit, AMG seat, as well as the color, this red accents around the front lip, as well as this badging along the side of the vehicle, as well as your mirrors. And you know, all in all, I believe it brings it all together quite nicely, bringing that sportiness to this A45s. You also get ventilated discs, and you've got these red calipers with your AMG badging on them. So from the rear, still very much AMG by design, with this huge roof spoiler. You got your brake light embedded in your roof spoiler. You got LED tail lamps, A45s badging, quad pipes in the rear, new diffuser, and then you open up your boot, which is manually operated. You get 370 liters of storage space, a little bit of storage on either side, and no spare tire in this A45s as well. So in the rear, there is still a bit of headroom as well as leg room for me. I am 1.8 meters tall, and the passenger seat, I just put it in the same position as the driver's seat, so it's pretty much in my driving position. You also have this very nice finish on the back of the sport seats in the front, something for the rear passengers to enjoy. You get air vents in the rear, one Type-C charger, you got some storage on either side of the door, and you get an armrest with 2 pop-out cup holders. Additionally, there is ISOFIX in the rear as well. So all in all, pretty decent space to be spending your time, and absolutely nothing wrong with it. So on the inside from the driver's seat, you're really cocooned by a host of technology. The biggest updates on the interior being the Mercedes changing the center console where they had the trackpad before, and then the updates on MBUX. You also get this checkered flag with AMG logo and orange stitching on your dash. You get these lovely bucket seats with your A45s logo as well as your AMG logo on them. They're quite nice, they feel quite nice, and they're quite comfortable as well. Not very uncomfortable, you know, in terms of the drive. Normally on the bucket seats you would notice that, but these ones are pretty comfortable. You got some storage here in your cubby, which is quite decent. You got wireless charging and one Type-C in the front, and then you got two Type-Cs in your center console. You got some storage area here as well as your volume button, and then you've got access to your 360-degree camera as well as your driver settings. You've got all of your aircon controls on this row of controls here, which is climate control, so controllable for your passenger and your driver. And then you've got two 10.25-inch displays pretty much put together, and it provides us a nice experience here on the interior. On the driver's side, very customizable. You've got a host of customization settings there, and on your media unit also quite customizable. You're obviously getting Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, ambient lighting. You got a host of driver assistance programs, and you know, you've got this beautiful steering which is finished in this Alcantara and leather. Also a new steering on this vehicle now with these haptic touch, and then you've got your AMG badging at the bottom. So steering looks quite nice. You've also got your paddle shifters behind them, and both seats electrically operated as well as heated. So you also got some nice finishes on the side here of your door with this Alcantara as well as this checkered finish continued in the vehicle. I would have liked to have seen the Alcantara continue on the center console here, but unfortunately that's not the case. And then you get these nice piano black finishes as well on your dash. Overall, feels very plush, you know, with this piano black as well as all of these kind of soft touches on the vehicle and these leather finishes. Very sporty as well, you know, with these checkered flag designs and this Alcantara as well as this orange stitching. I think all in all, you know, I'm quite happy. I've always been a big fan of the Mercedes interior. The MBUX system has been massively updated, now much more intuitive and, you know, easy to use. And I'm still a big fan of this user interface, right? It is the most customizable interface in the game, and no brand that I've driven has had this much customization in terms of, you know, changing the views on your instrument cluster, being able to control your entire media unit and pretty much your entire vehicle off of your steering. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and you know that it's this intuitive, and you know, the user experience and design is really top-notch and top of its game. Additionally, what's pretty cool on the steering is you've got these toggles here on your steering, which will pretty much toggle between slippery, individual, sport plus, as well as race. And then you've also got a toggle on the left hand side which will allow you to toggle between your auto stop start, your exhaust note, your suspension, and you know, AMG dynamics, and a host of controls. Just everything so beautifully placed on your steering, right? You know, just allowing the driver to be fully focused on the road, not having to worry about taking your hands off of the steering, or you know, worry about interfering with anything. And if you do need to do anything, you can always call out, "Hey Mercedes," and allow MBUX to assist you with some of the settings that are embedded within your media unit. I also love these, you know, aircraft inspired aircon vents, and all in all, you know, I'm very happy with the Mercedes interior, and really no complaints from me. All right, so let's get on the road and let's see what the A45 is all about. notice that this is the A45s. It's quite comfortable, even with the sport suspension and these bucket seats. The vehicle does feel extremely comfortable, and you would think that you are in an A200. Suspension is a little bit firm, but nothing unbearable. A couple of other things I'd like to point out is the standard sound system. I'm not really a big fan of it. I don't think it sounds absolutely fantastic as when compared to some of the other Burmeister sound systems that Mercedes-Benz do offer. And from a daily driving point of view, vehicle's very easy to drive. You know, it's got all the technology, all the parking sensors, cameras, etc. So making it very easy to maneuver around and park, and you know, accessibility in and out of parking spots, etc., because of its compact size. So very focused on, you know, the daily drive, which is something I quite enjoyed. The vehicle, I have been able to bring it down to about 16 liters, but with no highway driving. I haven't been on the highway with this vehicle, so I've mostly been in the city running around, and I've been averaging between 16 and 18 liters depending on how I'm driving. Flip the vehicle into race mode and you immediately feel the driving dynamics change in the vehicle. The tone has changed, and now the vehicle really wants to let go, and it is incredibly, blisteringly quick. A lot of pops and bangs would sound absolutely amazing, but you know, this vehicle picks up speed so quickly, it's mind-boggling. You know, driven a lot of cars, and recently I had the RS6, and the RS6 0 to 100 time is 3.4 seconds. The A45s 0 to 100 time is 3.9 seconds. Now put that into perspective. The RS6 is a V8 twin turbo motor. This is a 2-liter turbo motor, and you know, 0.5 of a second is really negligible. You're not even going to feel the difference. Obviously on the top end, you know, your bigger engine is going to have a big impact, but for the most part of it, on the daily commute and your daily run around, robot to robot, the A45s is quite the weapon. So I'm going to put it into launch control so we can launch the vehicle quickly. But basically, traction control off, in race mode, pedals up, and basically accelerate. Race has been activated, and this thing is absolutely quick. It just goes, and you know, the handling on this vehicle as well is equally impressive, right? It can go around the corners and gives you quite a bit of confidence. It's absolute insanity. And yeah, A45s is really beautiful to drive, and if you're a petrol head and a hot hatch enthusiast, I mean, it's hard not to enjoy this A45s. And the tone from this 2-liter motor just sounds absolutely incredible. You know, even around the corners, the vehicle is quite just is so nimble, and you know, it just takes any corners with a stride. Really nothing for you to even be concerned about. The handling is absolutely phenomenal in this vehicle with that 4MATIC Plus system. This thing sounds absolutely crazy, man. And you know, what's so impressive is that this is just a 2-liter motor, you know, and I think you have to respect what Mercedes have done here. what AMG have done here, it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely insane. And the amount of technology gone into the development of this vehicle, it's a technological marvel, in my opinion. So the big problems that the Mercedes-Benz A45s has going for it, and namely two of them, is one, the M2 competition, and number two, the Audi RS3. Now, all of these vehicles compete in the same segment. They are all fierce rivals, and they are all priced very similarly. So what should you choose? I think ultimately it's going to boil down to, brand loyalty, of course, your pocket, and lastly, do you want a manual derivative? Because the only option from those three that you can actually get in a manual is the BMW M2 competition, and you'll be paying more for it as well. The Mercedes-Benz A45s starts at 1.3 million rand. The RS3 starts at about 1.4 million rand, and then the BMW M2 competition starts at 1.5 million rand, and a little bit more than that if you want to get the manual option. With that said, know that any of these models that you're buying, they are all technologically advanced. I think Mercedes has the upper hand because they're producing the same amount of power or similar power, but from a 2-liter motor. And from a technological point of view, I don't think you can argue the fact that Mercedes have done a phenomenal job with this 4-cylinder engine. So in terms of pricing, Mercedes-Benz A45s starts at about just under 1.3 million rand for the base spec. This one has close to or over 300,000 rand worth of optional extras. So your price can really get up there very quickly depending on how you spec your vehicle. It does come with a Mercedes maintenance plan, 5-year maintenance plan for complete peace of mind. And I don't know where I'm putting my money, to be honest with you. I think it's a very difficult choice. I am an AMG fan, but I've driven the RS3. I haven't driven the M2 competition, and all of these models are very, very highly spec'd, very well put together, very focused on performance. And as a petrol head, it's hard to ignore all of them. In being unbiased, even though I am a Mercedes fanboy, it's going to be a very difficult choice. And I think obviously, you're going to have to be brand conscious, understand where you would probably get the best value and overall the best drive as well, right? I think I'll leave that to you. If you are in the market for any of these vehicles, make sure you go to autoadvisor.co.za to get a competitive quote on any of these performance vehicles, and let our team get you the best price. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Please do make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.